Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. I was thinking about the minimum wage workers all over the weekend. They were constantly on my mind. This is nothing new, but for this weekend, they were constant. People who work at department stores. I go into a store and I see that the store is set up. There are people that's doing that work. There are people that's making sure that the building is maintained, upkeep, windows clean. There are people that do things that you never see in the process, but you have the evidence thereof. And they at every level of life, all everywhere, they exist. People who make minimum wage and people who will work less for just to get a job. I think about that. And I think about the political season that's going on right now. And I think about what the people are experiencing, high prices on everything. One thing that high prices tell you is this, that when someone tells you that you're being robbed systemically, you better believe it. Because I guarantee you, every price that's going up is not giving you 1 ounce of additional purchase. No. A gallon of gas is still 1 gallon of gas, whether it costs 17 cents or $6. And it costs $6 in certain places a gallon. And it's what prone to increase. What does that mean? More robbery. And then the statement will come back, well, our costs went up. Okay, so you're spreading the robbery around. Everybody gets their cut, except the little man, except the consumer. They're the ones that's always screwed. You should ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, this. Why is it that the consumer is the one that's always getting messed over? You should ask yourselves again, ladies and gentlemen, can the Republicans resolve these situations that exist? Or are they going to continue to point fingers at that cesspool of pain and suffering that the system has created and mostly everyone else has benefited from? And another question is, how long will the poor, how long will those who are suffering sit back and take it? They will take it as long as they believe that the powers that be is the ultimate power. Somebody got to let the people know that there is a God. And somebody else is saying, well, a God got to come through for somebody, because just plain old you and me just can't stand up against the powers of evil. But somebody says you're going to have to try. You have to believe that you can. And whether you do or not is unimportant. Just stand up for what's right. So what am I saying? I'm saying since the Republicans nor the Democrats are going to try to make things right, and the people are not going to demand that things are right, they can't even put Donald Trump in jail. So how can you expect anything different out of a situation like this? Well, all I can say to you today, ladies and gentlemen, is this that I've always been saying. Yes, we are being abused. And those who are left out, who have nothing, are the most abused. Those who got just a little bit, little scratches, are next. And those who just doing a little bit better, all the way up to the 99% is inclusive. We're all being abused. Because I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, man, you are not the answer to existence. You play a role, but you are not the answer to existence. And believing that man is all in all is foolish. Man did not make himself. And when he tried, he ended up cloning or coming up with something called AI, everything artificial, plastic. metal. So there's nothing like God. And whether they can end a drought, well, can they? Whether they can stop the floods, can they? Whether they can destroy, this they can do. And how do they do that? By convincing you that what they are doing is the proper action to take and nullifying the power of God, the power of life, the power of love. I'm saying to you, everybody that's poor, listen to me. If you making no money at all, if you living on welfare, if you just lying and cheating and stealing, robbing, I want you to know that life was not designed to operate like that. There is one that has come along and spread a lie. And that lie basically said that you don't matter and others do. And what has happened for them is the result of what has happened to you. And so I want you to know that it is not God that is doing this. It is a spirit that is robbing the people of power. This spirit has support. There are Republicans who stand up and give it life. There are Democrats that stand up and give it life. And the knowledge of this invisible power is squashed. Why? It's invisible. So every now and then it finds home in an individual somewhere. Then it's killed. So you really don't know about God. But I want you to know that that invisible power is prepared, that your dreams, your needs, your wants, and your desires are met. Never ever should you want for food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, or anything that's made by the hands of man. The reason is because the resources that are being used to cause and aid in this manifestation are given to you freely by the Spirit that you cannot see. The needs that are being met and fed from this are you, we, the people. And how does it cause its existence? We, the people, put our hands, we engage ourselves in the process. In the process of using that which was given to us freely by a power we can't see, God. Using our imagination to determine where we should go. Using our hands to build the path to get us there. Makes it ours. And only a thief would try to sell it to us. Only a crook would have their name on it talking about we got it. And only a fool, a stark-naked fool, would agree and go along with it. But a fool was created. But wisdom is coming to you now. To this date, I've been telling you about God's plan for humanity. And I have indicated to you that the powers that be, the whole system, does not want you to get this message. And you haven't gotten it. The only source has been this media right here. And regardless of how wonderful, how this heaven can be just by people getting the information and responding to it, you can't get that information. Why? Because the system says that in order for you to get this information, somebody got to pay, or there got to be a way that some money can be made out of you're getting this information for the system, for those that run the system. And this is about really freeing you from the hold that money has on everybody, liberating you from the big lie that is being used to cause all the pain and suffering, not just in this country, but in the world. This message has got to be divine. And you know what? Ask a Republican to tell you if they can rid these problems. Ask a Democrat. And then ask yourselves, what are you going to do about it? And oh, yes, if you've noticed, the politicians are constantly saying that this is a fight for the soul of America. This is not about Republican or Democrat. This is about for democracy itself, fighting to maintain it because it seems like we're losing it. Well, that's the same fight that I'm engaged in. They are fighting to keep from going as low as the Republicans are trying to take you. I'm trying to free you from as low as the Democrat and the Republican have taken you. Isn't it something? It's the same struggles. The Republicans want to rob you of your Social Security, of your right to make a choice, the right to participate in voting, your basic human rights robbed. That's what the Republicans, Democrats want to hold on to the legitimacy of that which was already standing. For in reality, it was being practiced under the Democratic platforms, within the Democratic policies, just not so as obvious as the Republicans. And so, yes, the spirit of love wants to free you from all of that, and you will know when you're free, because you don't have to worry. In the morning time, you don't have to worry about bill collectors. You don't have to worry about what people say about you or think about you, because you are fine with yourself, and everybody's fine with themselves, and that makes everybody fine with one another. And you're living your life large. I'm telling you, you've heard it said, don't worry about the material things on this earth. I want you to know this. The material things on this earth exist by the power of God. You don't have to worry about them. They exist by the power of God. And how you use them determines whether you're doing it for God or whether you're doing it for the anti-God. And the anti-God is anything other than that which brings life. Well, I think I better stop here, because I can keep going on and on and on.